Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we are doing the Joshua versus Dubois DAZN pay-per-view recap as Anthony Joshua challenged Daniel Dubois for the IBF heavyweight title this past Saturday, September 21st on DAZN pay-per-view in the main event of a big Riyadh season card from Wembley edition from the United Kingdom. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So, man, so much, what, what a performance out of Daniel Dubois. I mean, I said it in my breakdown video. I thought Joshua was going to win, but that Daniel Dubois was a very live underdog, and I could absolutely see him winning the fight. I did say Joshua would have to keep Dubois off of him in the first half of the fight, and then I think he could bust him up in the second half. But Joshua just first round, once the knockdown happened in the first round, once that overhand right happened, it's almost like what happened in the Andy Ruiz fight. It was just inevitable what was going to happen because, and then Joshua, it seemed that way, and Joshua had a tough time those first 3-4 rounds, but then he landed that big shot in the fourth round that hurt Dubois, and then again in the fifth round. But his problem is the same as it was with Andy Ruiz in that fight. Joshua hurts you and he lowers himself into range, and I'm like, stay tall, box, set the knockout up. And that's the sad part, is Joshua has all the skills to do that. And he was actually hurting Dubois, but then Dubois just threw that fucking short right, hard right hand that punished Joshua and put him down. I mean, and it was sad. It was sad to see Joshua go down like that off of such a mental mistake, but we knew it could happen. I mean, I know this was an upset, but I don't think it was like a major upset. A lot of people are like, oh, what a big upset. Like, yeah, it was an upset, but I think there was a lot of people that thought this fight was 50-50 and could go Dubois' way, and I thought it was close to 50-50. I picked Joshua because superior skill set. I felt like he could outbox him, and wait and be patient. I felt like he was ready for that, but he got caught, and when you get caught in the first round, I mean, shit, anything can happen. When you get caught and hurt in that very first round of the fight, anything can happen. And it was just Daniel Dubois, I mean, goddamn. This motherfucker is he's on fire, I mean, it's almost like the Alexander Usyk fight woke his ass up, I mean, stopping Jarrell Big Baby Miller when he came in as the underdog, breaking him down and stopping him, 90 pounds lighter than that guy. Okay, people were like, all right, well, Miller hadn't fought in a long time, hadn't fought on that level in a long time, whatever. People wrote him off. Then he went against Hrgovic, and Hrgovic got cut, But I'm like, man, but he broke him down, and Hrgovic was like the big betting favorite going in that fight. And then he got awarded the IBF title. Well, he doesn't deserve it. He lost to Usyk, and I still agree with that. Absolutely. Like, Usyk should be undisputed. The fact that the IBF was even making an issue when their mandatory Usyk beat twice in Joshua, and their and their interim champion Usyk beat less than a year ago, I'm talking at the time that Dubois was upgraded to champ. I absolutely was like, yeah, I mean, I still don't, I mean, yes, Dubois really made his bones with this fight now, like across the board. But still, the undisputed champ should be Usyk. But, I mean, if this isn't the fucking comeback and proof that Daniel Dubois is a fucking serious player. And again, I would favor Usyk in a rematch. Absolutely. But, man, Dubois has really made a case for himself as a serious player, and now he's got a strap. I mean, legitimately has a strap. Whether you think he's the legitimate heavyweight champion, of course he's not. The winner of Usyk and Fury is the legitimate lineal heavyweight champion of the world, but the fact that he has a title belt, piece of the undisputed, makes him a huge target, but also gives him, he's going to get paid big. And, whether it's a rematch with Joshua, we know Joshua has a rematch clause, or something else, Danny Dubois is here and he's ready to play. I mean, this dude's 27. He's still young. And man, it was just a big win for him. It was a huge moment for him. No matter what happens, it was a huge moment for him, capping off a monster comeback in a great year. And I mean, he's up there for fighter of the year, absolutely, because of this win. You know, and Anthony Joshua, tough loss, but he has such a good attitude. The fact that he's talking about rematching him just shows the heart and spirit and belief in himself that he has. He does not, you know, he hates losing. He's made that clear. But what did he do? He rematched Andy Ruiz right away. He rematched Alexander Usyk right away. You know, well, you know, he fought him in his very next fight. I mean, it took like 11 months for the rematch to happen, but they fought again, you know. So tough break for Joshua, big win, monster win for Danny Dubois. But hey, man, I mean, what a performance by Dubois. Big ups to him. Definitely what's next on him and Joshua by next week, unless the rematch clause rules and is announced. We're getting a what's next video on both these guys. But huge performance out of both men. Really looking forward to seeing what happens next for both guys. But monster win for Danny Dubois and a tough loss for Joshua. So that's it. That's what I got. That's my Joshua versus Dubois recap from their main event pay-per-view from Riyadh season from Wembley Stadium for the IBF heavyweight title that took place on September 21st. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.